Welcome to Happiness Hub. In this space, we journey together through stories of personal transformation, the search for inner peace, and the insights that only life can teach us. Each episode, I'll share real experiences from people who have walked their own unique paths. Through meditation, self-reflection, and the ups and downs that make us human. These are stories to remind us that happiness is within reach, even in the smallest moments. So take a deep breath, relax, and join us as we explore the many ways to find joy, resilience, and meaning. This is Happiness Hub. Let's begin.
I work as a juvenile court investigator at a district court, where my role involves conducting preliminary investigations and counseling for young offenders who come to court due to issues like school violence and theft. My job is to assess their situation and ultimately submit a report to the judge with my recommendations. I've been doing this work since 2002 and find it quite rewarding. However, it used to be very stressful for me, so I practice daily meditation to manage my emotions and find inner peace. Not long ago, I met a middle school girl in 8th grade who had run away from home and was verbally abusive toward her teachers. From her very first words, she was swearing. Every sentence was filled with curses, making it nearly impossible to hold a conversation. I thought she needed some time to settle, so we met again 3 weeks later. As I got to know her, I realized she had deep wounds. She had witnessed her parents fighting daily during their divorce. Afterward, she lived with her mother, who was rarely home due to work. She also faced bullying at school. Through all of this, she learned that, if I want to win, I need to curse. So, whenever she felt threatened, the swearing would come out automatically. When I told her, "I understand your situation, but because of what you did, you'll be sent to a facility," she started crying and said, "Why do I have to be the only one sent away? The kids who bullied me, my parents who fought all the time, my teachers who didn't understand me, they're all fine. So why am I the only one who has to go?" Hearing her cry out against the world broke my heart. I responded, "I don't know your parents or the kids who bullied you or the teachers, but the person in front of me is you, and the one I can help is you. If we work together, things will surely get better." Most of the kids who come here have tough home environments. To them, the world seems like a place where there's no one to trust and everything is to be feared. If this had been me in the past, I might have felt only helplessness and sorrow. But now, I tell them, that's not true. The world is a good place. The world you've experienced so far may be harsh, but if you change, you'll discover how warm and good the world can be. Let's work on it together. The reason I can speak with this conviction is because I go to a meditation center every day to practice letting go of my own mind. Counselors, in particular, need to engage in constant self-healing. To give others positive energy, I have to constantly release and let go of my accumulated thoughts. Only then can I approach each person with a renewed sense of energy. The most important part of investigating children is listening to them well. Instead of judging or forming conclusions, she mirrors back what they share, reflecting their feelings like a mirror. Saying, "So it was hard for you," can be enough to brighten them up and open their hearts, because they're children who have rarely felt understood and have mostly been scolded. In the beginning, though, listening was challenging for her. Despite her love for meeting people and listening to their stories, which led her to study counseling, she noticed her own inner tendencies. Even while outwardly appearing to agree, inside, she was often judging by her own standards and questioning what they were saying. She recognized the limitations of her perspective. While in graduate school, her psychiatry professor once came in with a radiant expression saying, "I think meditation might work faster for healing the heart than any other treatment." Inspired by his words, she began her own meditation journey. Meditation turned out to be a place where she could reflect on her life and release all the emotional baggage she had accumulated. At first, she cried a lot during her practice. She was ashamed of herself for her arrogance and selfishness, for always thinking only she was right and wanting others to follow her way. Then, during the fourth level of meditation, she felt as if her former self disappeared, experiencing a sense of oneness with everything around her. She felt united with the passing wind, the birds flying by, and everyone around her. She realized, so this is how it is. Though we're born with different forms, we live as one. At that moment, all the concerns she had felt as a counselor seemed to dissolve. She felt profoundly grateful. What I'm most grateful for is that I can now truly see the young people who have made mistakes just as they are. People tend to think they live as independent individuals, but we're often driven by perceptions shaped by our past experiences. Children especially are deeply influenced by their environments since they haven't lived very long. If a child's only experience has been parents fighting or being bullied, they come to believe that's all there is. So, when they make a poor choice, it's simply a result of their experience. My role is to help them change from this point forward. I tell them, we live by making choices, and up until now, you've made choices that have harmed yourself and others. But now, let's try making different choices. Just by helping children reflect on their actions, consider another person's perspective, or look back at their own lives, they begin to change. The most rewarding moment in this work is when parents or teachers call later and say, "Since the court visit, the light in my child's eyes has completely changed." Just as spring comes to frozen ground, warmth from someone who accepts you unconditionally can melt any heart, and with children, it happens even faster. In juvenile cases, there are so many judges, attorneys, and others who truly care about the kids. Seeing that is so heartening. In the past, everyone used to say, "Our children." Adults would even scold or encourage kids they didn't know, as if they were their own. I hope we can return to that, to a world where people shed the mindset of me first, or only my child matters, and care for all children with a united heart. To help create that world, I'll keep working on letting go of my own self-centered thoughts.
Thank you for spending this time with us here on Happiness Hub. I hope today's story brought a bit of comfort, insight, or maybe even inspiration to your day. Remember, each of us has our own journey, and it's the small steps and quiet moments that often lead us toward peace and happiness. If you enjoyed this story, join us next time for more reflections and real-life experiences. Until then, take care, be kind to yourself, and let a little more happiness find its way into your heart. Goodbye for now, and see you soon.